Today I'm going to compare three companies' throttle controllers available for the Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis vehicles. The three I will touch on are from Berger Motorsports, Hikeit, and WindBooster. I've tested all three of these companies' products in my Elantra N and my wife's Veloster N. In the Veloster, we've tested the products in conjunction with a JB4 with great results. I can tell you after having a throttle controller, I don't know that I would want to drive without one. There's that much of a difference. All three companies' products are great. There isn't a bad one. Just advantages and disadvantages to each depending on what you're looking for. I have separate videos going over each product separately and how to install and set each one up in your car. I will have a 15% off coupon code in the description for WindBooster's products. If you purchase a product from them, you will not only save 15% on your purchase, but I will receive a small commission that will help the channel. I used to have a code for Hikeit, but unfortunately it was a limited time code and has since expired. I don't have a code for Berger Motorsports. Before we begin, I want to briefly go over what a throttle controller is and what its main benefit is to your car. In the past, cars' throttles were controlled by a cable that ran into a throttle body. As you pressed on the accelerator pedal, the throttle body would open, allowing air to enter the engine, thus controlling your speed. Modern days cars' acceleration is controlled electronically by the car's ECU instead of mechanically. The manufacturer calibrates the ECU to react to a preset point to begin accelerating, meaning you must push the pedal a certain amount before a signal is received by the ECU. This in turn creates a delayed throttle response. A throttle controller is installed in between the ECU and accelerator pedal. It then manipulates the signal between the accelerator pedal and ECU, removing the delay in response. A throttle controller is not a tune and does not alter your car's ECU in any way. It doesn't add any horsepower or torque. It simply alters the signal being sent from the accelerator pedal to the ECU. In this comparison, I will be going in order of which product I purchased first, second, and third. This means the first throttle controller to review is the Berger Motorsports pedal tuner. I would say that this is the simplest of all three of the throttle controllers. It's also the least attractive looking of the products I've tried. I had no issues with the unit and it worked great. The main positives would be it has a simple layout, making it easy to use. The entire kit is one unit, making it easy to install. Part of the setup has you calibrate the unit specifically for your car, and the controller is hardwired. The negatives would be it has the least aggressive calibration of all the products, which may be a positive for some. The unit doesn't have a screen or graphics. Again, this may be a positive for some. Since there is no screen, it can be hard to tell the difference between stage 1 and 2 since you're relying on a small LED light and the orange-red versus red coloring looks similar. Since the unit is all-in-one with its cabling, this could make installing the main controller difficult for some depending on where you'd like to mount the unit. It only has 4 settings. Again, this plays into the simple layout of the unit and may be just fine for most people. And finally, it is the highest priced unit of all of them. The next controller I purchased was the Hikeit X9. I chose this controller due to the easy-to-read screen, the ability to change the screen's color, and the takeover or Hikeit mode it offers. The Hikeit mode means that if you're trying to pass somebody on the highway and are in cruise mode, you can simply hit the mode button once and the unit will automatically go into its highest setting for maximum acceleration. This definitely had a more aggressive calibration setup over the Berger throttle controller. Like the Berger Motorsports unit, this unit worked great and I had no issues using it in my car. The main positives would be that the screen is compact and easy to read. You have multiple screen color choices. It is easy to use. The aggressive throttle pattern is more exciting. The controller is hardwired. It is the least expensive option when on sale, and it is normally on sale. The one-touch overtake function, multiple settings, different tuning for manual versus automatic transmissions, easy to install. It has auto mode, which allows the unit to adjust the throttle response based on driving habits, and the screen has an aluminum housing. The negatives would be the screen is simplistic, which can also be a positive, and the screen may be harder to read during the day. All right, let's try out this. Oh wow, I am barely hitting the pedal. I was almost 70% throttle. That's crazy. I'm feathering the throttle. I'm just barely touching it. We'll do 30%, 25 to 30% throttle response. I'm going to slow the car down. I want to see this again. Alright, I'm in fourth, about 40 miles an hour. That's a lot of fun. The third and fourth throttle controllers were both purchased from WindBooster. I purchased the 3S unit for my car and the app-controlled unit for my wife's car. I chose to go with the 3S for the OLED screen. I wanted to mount it in the blank area to the left of the steering wheel, which is the same location I had the Hikeit controller installed. I chose the app-controlled unit for my wife because she didn't want to deal with a screen. I got her the optional screen to show what it looked like in my video, but it is not required. We are still running both on our cars today and plan to continue using them. They both work great. The pros and cons for the 3S throttle controller are as follows. The pros: the OLED screen with the interactive graphics. The screen is bright and easy to read at night. The screen provides lots of information on one screen. The information on the screen is easy to understand. It is compact and easy to place almost anywhere in the car. It has more modes than the other two throttle controllers. Auto mode, which allows the unit to adjust the throttle response based on driving habits. It's easy to install. It has different tuning depending on the vehicle's transmission. It has the aggressive calibration like the Hikeit for a more exciting driving experience. And the screen has an aluminum housing. As for cons, there's really only one. The screen can be hard to read during the day. We're in normal mode, normal acceleration. Trying to pass this person at 50%. Decent response. I'll slow down a little bit. Change it to race mode on level 9. Similar amount of throttle response, and now I am flying. Is barely tapping the gas. The pros and cons for the app throttle controller are as follows. The pros. The OLED screen is optional. There is no need for a screen. You can use your phone's screen. It has the largest amount of modes available. It has a similar price to the 3S, which is in the middle in terms of price of all the units. It's the easiest to install without having to locate a place for the screen. It has a mode for student drivers. It has different screens for your phone. It's the easiest to use and understand when using the app. And without a screen, no one knows it's installed. As for cons, the only con would be if you order it with the screen can be hard to read during the day. In conclusion, I think a throttle controller is a great product to add to your vehicle. It removes the delay that you have when pressing the accelerator, making for a more enjoyable driving experience. Out of the 4 different units I've tried, I have to say if you're not worried about a screen, I would choose the WindBooster app-controlled throttle controller without the screen. This is the most feature-packed unit, and with my discount code, is only about $25 more than the least expensive unit by Hikeit when Hikeit is having a sale. I believe that the WindBooster product is worth the extra money for what you're getting. Please check out the individual videos that I have for each of the throttle controllers discussed in this video, and don't forget to use my code NPRFORM15 for 15% off your total purchase from WindBooster. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content.